The longest match in modern Counter-Strike history? 400 kills? Wait, this could be hilarious.
Overtime in sports is the pinnacle. Two teams have duked it out for all of regulation, but they are evenly matched. Now we are going to go straight to penalties, where certain teams can be better than others, but typically these always end in a quick, decisive result.
Who here is a soccer fan? I feel like penalty kicks are actually fucking hype. I feel like penalty kicks are kind of low-key cool as shit. It's like such a fucking aura 1v1 tension, stressful. I think soccer is kind of boring. But I would watch a game where it's just penalty kicks, you know?
If both teams are tied at the end of that 5 minutes, they give them another 5 minutes. If both teams are tied at the end of that 5 minutes, they give them another 5. As many events are, it was a Counter-Strike tournament just like any other. Hop, skipping, and jumping deep into regulation, both teams trade CT side pistol rounds, setting up a nail-biter of a game. M80 are down 11-8, but are able to dig deep with some hard-fought rounds.
It falls to Swisher. Clutch required. He'll take the first, but no! Blame out snap.
So with Fnatic sitting on that point,
so
M80 established a post plant on the B side, but they're down a player.
That's not as much of an issue, but it is still going to be her read. Spray down on the first, the second as well. They hold the line, and now it's all falling apart one by one. The bodies do drop, and it seems like we're destined for overtime. Afro Key makes the magic happen. No.
Overtime,
will drown him.
Bro, I just thought of something. Counter-Strike overtime should be, you should send out your best player, and they have to do a 1v1 on like a sniper map. That'd be so swag. Yeah, gulag type beat.
Well, now it becomes a
1v1
best of
Bionicle
6
trivia.
for the first team to win 4 rounds in overtime. If both teams score 3 out of the 6, they run another set of 6 rounds. And if both teams score 3 out of the 6, they run another set of 6 rounds, and another set of 6 rounds, and another set of 6 rounds, and another set of 6. After the first 3 rounds of each overtime, the attacking and defending sides swap. Fnatic, in this race to 16, strike match point first. M80 stare down an opening disadvantage and have weak weaponry. Swisher gets annihilated on the entry, but young 19-year-old Lake will put his continent on his back.
But he can't capitalize. Lake gets one. The second. Lake holds the line. And Lake might just be that hero now. This young gamer playing off of each other. Lake might just do it all himself. He's looking for the ace, baiting out his shots. And it is going to be Lake with the ace to put us through to double overtime.
That's fucking awesome.
The first overtime is complete. M80 themselves now reach match point with a perfectly timed B-pop.
One real bad one. Here comes the flood on in. Maddies gets the first. Maddies will stem the tide. What? And, okay, Slacks just knows to read that. It doesn't really do much to hold them off the line. Rek can still shut this all down, and that's exactly what he'll do. Rek looking to find that map point. It'll be Sin to find the final shot, but now 2 chances to close here.
Let's go ahead.
CSGO of all esports to me is the most fun to watch without playing. Like, you can get it. I think even more than fighting games, I think Counter-Strike is actually, if you've played some shooters, you can get it, and it's a good esport. It's probably it's one of the best pure esports. They have really good commentators, and they have really good camera angles. Rocket League is simple to understand the idea of ball into goal, but I find Rocket League, if you don't play it enough to know how good they are, a little boring. I think it's one of the most beautiful esports. I think CS is a great esports.
Triple overtime. It is starting to get ridiculous. At this point, the B stream is overtaking the mainstream in terms of viewership. It's a nail biter to watch, and Twitter is starting to get its gears turning about the game. Guys, we're only like halfway through the game. For M80's Rek, so a little history. Crims has played 55,000 rounds of Counter-Strike in his playing career. A decade of top-level play.
That's crazy.
Well, it looks like he wants to play a couple more as he runs through his smoke, double entries the A site, and keeps Fnatic in the game.
Quickly, and Crims again is looking to save Fnatic.
Quad.
You gotta get tired now.
You know, there's like a ninja tweet that he tweeted out a couple years ago that was like, why don't they just hire NFL kickers to like kick field goals and never miss?
Tell them, Ninja.
And you can actually
tell them, Ninja.
That why don't teams just like hire offers that don't miss?
Good question.
Well, M80 did because Slacks is on their team.
A little bit of shadow boxing here, and he should know where the last is. He's got a smoke and a molly. And he's got it off as well.
Crazy how long CSGO players stay in shape compared to a game like LoL. I guess League is always fucking changing. I mean, look, Faker's been a top player for a long time, but I do think it's what you said. My understanding is that a huge part of it is patches, constant patches in games like League. You know, one of the things that makes you a pro is your ability to read the situation, know who's going to win a fight, etc. But when it gets patches, that knowledge is out the window. It's actually holding you back. Someone new who grinds the new patch is literally better. They don't have the old muscle memory. So as long as you keep the fundamentals the same and like don't have like that's why you know StarCraft players, it's like the same people for a long time.
Another 2-1 split at the side
Melee,
slot.
same thing. Melee.
No
Melee,
one can
like Mango's been playing forever. Hungerrock's been playing forever. It's like all these old people. Because the game doesn't get patched.
One more round required, and they can put this.
But they just can't complete the last rep and get themselves to the magic 25.
But we seem to be destined for more rounds. We've had 48 rounds.
That's 2 maps.
But how about 49?
We're going to stalemate at 24 all. It is quintuple overtime, and we've now played 2 maps in 1. Right before the split, where a CT round could mean the world to Fnatic on such an attacker-sided map, are staring down M80's lowest player, who is thrown into a 1 versus 3.
It's 1v3?
Swisher has been the lowest performer of the map. He's becoming a legacy player here in North America. Back in 2020, 2021, he was touted as the future of NACS. But now he's a mainstay. He's no longer a star player. He plays the more difficult roles. It's time for him to prove his worth.
Be Swisher. It has to all be Swish. Michael Schmidt steps to the plate, knocks the first 2 out because he's got him on the spray, and the headshot to boot. 1v3, no problem here for Swish. It's the big slap for them.
It's now Fnatic's turn to get match point. If Swisher did not give them that breathing space, it would be over. If Fnatic win this round, it will tie the longest LAN map in CS2 history. 28-26. The Mongols versus Tyloo at Extremes Land Asia. If M80 wins, who knows how far we can go. So Fnatic are going to put it to a rush. They're going to hope the B side is weak off the rip. They're running out of ideas. You've ran every single round in your playbook at this point.
You don't have anything left.
The point where I kind of like realized like this is a really long game was kind of when we had ran all the rounds we have, maybe like 2 or 3 times, and we have also tried to create new rounds, and it was kind of like when we thought of the solution, it was kind of like we kind of have to go back to some of the things we have done because there's nothing else to do in this map right now.
And so in the hopes that that B side is weak, it isn't.
Another chance here. It's been a while since they've last had it, but now it's looking like Slacks on a revenge tour here. Takes out Body out of the gates. Now it tests the riflers, and they will hold strong.
Tough to force out Lake. There's no smoke for it, but he's still going to get the kill. Sacrifices his life, but it's well worth it because now Slacks on the line can put us through. We're going again. Overtime number 6. Bring it on.
6. So both teams could have won a full BO3 with the amount of rounds they've collected. And instead, it's still map 1, guys. Still map 1.
Oh, it's map
Fnatic
1 of a
ascend
best of
with
3?
some clean rounds and are stabilizing
Oh,
it.
it's so miserable. I'd actually be so tired. I want to go home. That's so miserable, dude. Oh, I'd be so eepy. But imagine you win this, then you fucking lose the next one, have to go to the 3rd map.
They double back. Body has some angles into that B site. Lake, at the very last moment, came through with a devastating gamble. He tucks away at the back of the site.
Oh, no.
And as Body, the in-game leader, enters the site, he sees Swisher. In the mind of Fnatic, they had just hoped that all of M80 had rotated A. Confirmation bias clouds their thoughts. They thought that was the anchor. They thought that was the last player. They could not be more wrong.
They may not expect Lake in this corner.
No.
There's not going to be utility to clear him. Lake's going to strike for 1, 2, drops that bomb, and here it goes. No clean half for you. Afro's got to do it all, and Lake will not surrender.
There isn't even any yelling at this point. We're over 2 hours deep into map number 1, where a game typically lasts 45 minutes. Imagine if an NFL game suddenly decided to last 6 hours because there's potentially 2 more maps. I also want to mention that despite being 58 rounds deep, these teams are still playing, you know, readable Counter-Strike. This is still an entertaining and very watchable game.
To break records as Slacks is now left in the 1v3 looking to break this one open. One back turn, a reload for Body makes him not available for the trade.
No. He's got to go. They'll double swing, and we are going again. 60 rounds was not enough.
There's a very interesting technical pause.
Wait, what?
We have a little bit of an insight into the chat. Body asking who needs to pee. Swisher, Rec, me for past 20 rounds. Crim's
bathroom break.
dying here.
Bathroom break.
Look, Rec, bladder issues after this for sure, and we are in fact.
Everyone's got to pee and also refresh their stimulants, dude. They all got to. You can't play without Addy for this long, dude. You got to come down.
Do we take one?
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing to happen to me right now.
I'm not familiar with this as an option.
The first ever tournament mandated bathroom break. But it is Fnatic who finally have their first set of 2 match points. M80 have begun to make oversteps, and Fnatic have been punishing them. And with that, they've also broken the CS2 round record. The round record in CS2 so far to this point was 34-30 between Rhino and Zero Tenacity. The scoreline is 33-31.
It's all onto Crims, and his knees will buckle here at the finish line. M80 keep us fighting.
And we go again to overtime number 8.
Let's go!
M80 pickup. Like in contextual sports, there's a lot of downtime. There's commercial breaks. You can sit on the bench, then come back into the game.
They've been playing like
They have been
non-stop.
playing 2 hours and 45 minutes of non-stop Counter-Strike, where every 15 seconds of freeze time is the only downtime you have. And
That's
then you're
crazy.
immediately back into game. And
High-level
immediately
Counter-Strike.
needing to focus. It is a battle of attrition, but both teams are still playing good CS. And I think Fnatic are the first team to truly break.
Calling in the troops, but is this going to be re-aggression? Because if they do, they're going to walk into a crossfire. We'll see how effective they are at breaking apart. This crossfire is body spotted as well, and Sin will knock both of them down.
They went for the tick, but Matties finds the first. The drop
1v1.
on in, it has to be
1v1.
Crims.
1v1.
And a
Crims
map
for
of
Swisher.
biblical proportions. It takes a
got it.
master stroke to end, but it
Okay,
is
they did it.
M80 to put this one to rest, to finally end it. The war is over, and M80
God,
reign
that would suck to
victorious on Anubis.
That would suck to lose.
Map number 2 is Inferno, and I'm gonna skip a few and say it went to overtime again. The commentators and everyone is losing their mind, but luckily it is settled in 1. M80 to complete the marathon. They take it 16-13 and complete a 2-0. 2 days
Nice.
later, they utterly drum their next opponent in Imperial and exit Group C as the number 1 seed.
Let's go!
As the underdog team. Thanks for watching.
Dude, it would have been hilarious if they won that insane game 1 and then just lost map 2 and 3 like quick. You know, grind tooth and nail for fucking 1 map win. That's cool. That's cool. They won. Fire video. Cool story. I like esports stories like that. Check out FICAS. Really cool. Really fucking cool.